everyone, it's Savvy here today, and it is the month of May, which is basically wedding month. We have the royal wedding. I was just in a wedding. I did my friend's makeup. She is in my wedding, which is in 3 months. So I thought this week and this month would be perfect to do a wedding look tutorial. Now, whether that is you are in the wedding, you are going to be watching the royal wedding, you are attending the wedding, you are the wedding in general, this is going to be that makeup look. So I wanted to do kind of a really fresh, very summer wedding. It's really glittery, very golden girl, but with a really big lip, which is I am always a fan of. We're going to be using some of my new favorite EcoTools products, and especially my new favorite EcoTools Wonder Impact Eyeshadow. This is basically the brush that we use for the entire eyeshadow. So keep on watching and you'll see what I mean by that. But thanks so much, and let's get started. But first and foremost, we are going to prep our skin. If you want to see how I do my skincare, there's a link to my blog post about all the skin products that I use below. And then we're going to prime our face. I already used it with some of this Lorac Light Source. I've been using it recently, and it was actually what I used on my friend, who's actually one of my bridesmaids. When she got married, I used this on her a few weeks ago, and it's really fun. It's kind of glittery. Not glittery, let's say iridescent. It's a little iridescent, so it's really beautiful, and it really is a great primer that doesn't make me feel like my skin's all dried up, but still really hydrated, which I really like. So, per usual, we've got our blender, and today we are going to use, it's summer, oh, praise. So I've been getting a little bit tanner, so I'm going to be darkening the shade. Usually I'm a 120, but now I'm a 130 in this Fit Me, and this is actually the Dewy and Smooth. So I have used the matte before in some of my other videos. This is the Dewy and Smooth. You can kind of tell towards the end it has a little bit of a different finish, but we're going to apply this real quick. Alright, so once I've covered my whole face with that foundation, a few things that I've been using lately are these Smashbox step-by-step contour sticks. I am obsessed with them. So I've been using the lighter one. It comes with 3 different shades. I'm just going to use the lighter one in the middle shade for today. But I'm going to be using the lighter shade to not fully do what I would do when I'm highlighting underneath my eyes, but to kind of shape it out and to really bring out the depth of my face, the lighter one, and then I'm going to do a contour with the darker one. I'm going to do them both at the same time, and then I'm going to kind of blend them together with the EcoTools blender as well. So let's try that out. I'm not going to use that voice. What was that voice? We're not using that again. I've ever made that voice in my entire life, furthermore. Now I actually look like a legit contour YouTuber. Furthermore, continuing on. I'm going to flip it and use one of these wedged sides whenever I'm doing the highlighted areas. That way I don't mix color together and I have a little bit more control. As we've blended that out, you can kind of tell that it's a pretty good, really natural, but glam base for our contouring. We'll go a little deeper whenever we do the powder, but onto our next step, we are going to fix our under eyes to make them look like they're bright to the heavens, and we're going to use the end-all be-all, the thing that we all love, the Tarte Shape Tape. I have the color Fair Beige, and we're going to put it underneath our eyes, and I like to use it on my eyelids as well to kind of give my eyeshadow a tacky base for this really pretty eyeshadow that we're going to be doing. Again, when I am blending out this, I love going in underneath English. I love blending it out underneath and then bringing it above my eyebrow as well to give it that highlighted area. I also like to take some of the excess and kind of shape that and carve out my cheekbones. All right. Next up, we are going to kind of bake that. Not kind of, we are definitely going to bake it with our Laura Mercier translucent powder. And one of my favorite EcoTools brushes of all time. It is like a blanket on my face, and I love it more than anything. Laura Mercier translucent powder, and do a light baking. Now, something that I've realized with my oily skin, and sometimes when people are full of a emotional day, like a wedding day, I don't want to do too much of the baking, because then I find that it gets really cakey, and especially if you're doing it for a really long extended period of time, that it doesn't give that kind of dewy, natural, just put on your makeup feeling. So we're going to bake it. I don't know if you heard that doorbell ring or not, but that person's just gonna have to wait a little longer. So as you can see, I kind of just I took a lot of powder, tapped it away, and then kind of just patted it into the areas that I want to bake. So right on this, underneath my apple cheekbone, right underneath there, to kind of carve that out underneath my eyes. So that'll be a little lighter, and right above it as well, a little bit on my nose. I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit, but then I'm honestly going to just kind of buff in a little bit where we didn't hit, because my skin is extremely oily. And then I'm also gonna go over my eyes. So it's still gonna stay a little bit tacky, but to a level that we like. Not totally brushing away underneath here, just in case there is any fallout when we do our eyeshadow, we can sweep that away, no problem. All right, we're gonna do our eyebrows next. One of the new ones that I've been trying is this Revlon Color Stay brow pencil, and I've been really enjoying it. The color that I am using is 205 Blonde. So let's get started. I like to brush this first part of my eyebrow up, and then these 2/3 down, so I can shape that in a manner that I like. And going with the grain. After done shaping it out, brushing it all upwards. I really like it because I feel like it's still total glam, but it is very still glam, but it's not, you know, total Photoshop. Now, what I would do if I was going to be holding this on for an entire day, I would take I like using dry shampoo rather than hairspray, but I would put some dry shampoo on this bad boy, and I would just reinforce the direction that I want all of this to go. Hairspray tends to be a little bit more wet, and so sometimes it can kind of transfer where the color is, which you don't want. And so dry shampoo won't move the color, but it'll keep your eyebrows in place, which is really good. On to the fun part. We are going to be doing eyeshadow. So today is really exciting because I'm going to get to show you all one of the new EcoTools brushes. It is called the Wonder Impact Shadow Brush. It's part of their Wonder collection, and I really love this because the amount of color that it picks up and helps place in your eye is insane. So this is the packaging, so you guys can see what it looks like, but I'm going to be showing you all how to make a wedding day eyeshadow look with this guy. To start off, we are going to be using the Tartelette in Bloom. It's a really pretty, just really pretty, very wedding, very bridal eyeshadow. So we're going to take, this is the actually EcoTools controlled setting brush, but I love it because it's so large. And so we're going to be using this brush. We're going to use the Wonder Impact for the rest of it, just to take a little bit of this charmer and sweep it over our entire eyelid, just so it gives it a little bit of a base. All right, now with the Wonder Impact Shadow, we are going to be taking this Funny Girl. It's a pretty gold, I'm trying to figure out, it's not really rose goldy. This one is more rose gold. We're gonna take this gold and go over our lid and a little bit above it, but you're gonna be able to see how much color this picks up. Bring that not all the way to your brow, but definitely above the crease of your eye. We're gonna be using this glitter as more of our transitioning color. So as you've got that laid down, you can see I love how, I just like it. I just feel like it's really glittery and pretty and summery. So furthermore, we're going to take this Sweetheart. We're still going to be using the same brush. You're going to use a mixture of the Sweetheart and the Smarty Pants, just a little bit of both, not too much. And you're going to be going into the corner and a little bit of a blending in between the creases. You can see right away how much color that picks up. I love it so much. Okay, what I take is we're gonna go a little bit into that rose gold that I was mentioning earlier. It's the Firecracker, a little bit of that and a little bit of the Rebel. We're gonna be doing the exact same motion we just did, a little smaller though, because again, this is going to be so pigmented, which is awesome because we don't have to do that many strokes. Wipe away anything that has fallen out, but honestly, not that much fallout happened. I really like this brush. So something I really like about using the same eyeshadow brush the whole way through is that it really helps blend everything together. Now, before we finish and move on from eyeshadow, we're going to take one of the smallest EcoTools brushes. This is actually the Lip and Eye Blur. So it's super duper bitty, but we're gonna be using the Sweetheart and we're going to be putting it just underneath our eye. Much fun. Oh, I love these colors. Okay, all right, so after we've done the eyeshadow, we're gonna go in with blush and bronzer and highlighter, and it's gonna be awesome. So for the blush, I'm going to be using this Clinique Iced Lotus. I've used it before, but it's a really pretty deep color. It's been loved, as you can tell. We're gonna be taking that with the EcoTools blush brush, starting from back out here and buffing it in. Next, going to take the Define and Highlight Duo, my favorite EcoTools products of all time, and using the Anastasia Glow palette. Right now, since we're doing more of a bridal, we're gonna go a little deeper than what we usually do. And with, I'm actually going to use, and I'm gonna cheat right now, but we're gonna be using the highlight brush to, well, we're gonna use the highlight first, and then we're gonna go into the contour. But we're gonna use the Summer first, and then we're gonna go in with the Moonstone in a quick second, but over the areas that we want highlighted. We're basically just going to be using highlighter over our entire face. Moral of the story. Then I'm going to go in with this mixture, kind of both of these actually, for our bronzer. To buff all that out, we're going to be taking our big fluff brush, just getting a little any of the excess oil or anything that we needed to just wipe away our, you know, our woes. All right, after this, we're going to be using the liquid eyeliner, my tried and true. Actually, this is a new one that I've been using. This is the Voluminous Liner. And it's shaped like this, and I really like it. It makes a crisp line. So we're going to pull our eyelids to the heavens, draw as close to our lash line as possible, and we're going to do a little wing. Now, when I teach people how to do a little winged liner, I tell them to pull their eyelid and try to actually draw on their lashes. And then when you get to this corner part, bring it out a little bit and just kind of extend that. And then you can connect it down to your lash line afterwards. Just kind of finish out that line. So it's not an intense winged liner, but it's definitely there. The mascara that I've been using recently has kind of been changing. Usually I do my Voluminous, but now I'm using the Too Faced mascara that everyone has raved about. So we're gonna try that out now too. I mean, like, I was gonna use fake eyelashes, but I mean, this is pretty good. For the final touches, we are going to be using a combo deal between these two lipsticks. These are both Revlon. This one is Cherry Blossom and Wild Orchid. So I'm going to be using this Cherry Blossom all over and this Wild Orchid just kind of in the center. And they're very pigmented, which I kind of like for a wedding day look. And there we are. There is our wedding month of May look. So if you're going to a wedding, you're just going to be watching the royal wedding, you're attending a wedding, you are in a wedding. Congratulations if that's the truth. But there is our wedding day look. It's super easy, super quick, especially with that Wonder Impact eyeshadow brush. I mean, we only did probably 3 shadows, but I really enjoy it because it feels summery, it feels very glowy, and it's really glittery, which is all things wedding. See more video like this, hit the subscribe button, tell me what you all want to see, and as always, so much love.